Hello, everybody. At least everybody that's in here. Welcome back to Bar Run Forge. It is indeed 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday night here at Bar Run Forge with Troy and Eli.
I'd like to say hi to all 6 of you, and by
Yes.
6, 1 of you is me, so all 5 of you. Oh, we're up to 9 now. We're crawling.
They're piling in.
Yeah. Everybody's breaking down the door to get here.
We'll say hello to everybody. Mr. Corey Shire is in here, and Mr. Daniel Baca, the Baca Maker, Eric at Pumpkin Patch Forge and Ironworks, Kyle Jones and Roger Caldwell. Got anybody else? Are we Jeffless?
I don't see a Jeff. Any Jeffs in here? Donde está Jeff? Where are our Jeffs? We've misplaced our Jeffs.
The Bar Farmy. You kind of almost have to say it as one word.
Or Farmy?
Bar Farmy.
Bar Farmy. Has anyone seen my Jeffs?
Yes, we're missing some Jeffs.
There's a
There
Jeff.
we go. We got a Woodring.
Who's the other group? Daniels?
We got a group of
Yeah,
Daniels.
we got to get Daniels in here.
Yep.
We have another group of Robs. We sometimes have some Robs.
There it is. Down under Farm and Forge.
Couple Matts.
Yep. We do have some Aussies.
We have
We
some
have a
Aussies.
murder, a conviction of Aussies.
Yeah.
I said murder. A murder of crows, a conviction of Aussies. There you go.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's great to have you guys in here. Enough of us just chatting back and forth. I got thinking about something, Eli.
Okay.
You know, we're getting ready to do you a new media area there,
Yeah.
center there.
Yeah.
And we're going to put up the plexiglass.
Yeah.
I already have enough hard time hearing you. Are we
Yeah.
going to run into an issue there?
I don't think it's going to change either way.
I still won't be able
Yeah.
to.
Now you just won't be able to hear me between glass. And I don't have to worry about forge welding sparks flying at my face.
Well, there's that.
Last time I got cooked right in the crotch. There's a small hole in one of my khakis because of that.
That says just over 2 weeks until I'm over in the States. Fantastic.
We'll be happy to have you.
Great to have you, Darren. And Jeff Woodring says, I'm here for I'm guessing duration.
Yeah.
And right back behind him,
We found the
there's
Jeffs.
Killian.
We have found our Jeffs.
That's right. We are no longer Jeffless.
Yep.
So great to have you guys in here. What are we up to? 10
12.
now? 12.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
We're
me?
Kicking names and taking butt. What?
So anyway, we are here in the shop. We've got fun stuff going on. Hopefully everybody has survived snowpocalypse and the freezer bowl and
No octopus.
all the other fun words that go along with just winter.
We had a snow octopus.
Yeah.
Down south, we're getting a snow octopus.
They're on.
Welcome to the North States.
My favorite of all of them this past week was there was somebody who came out and said, "Hey, North, your weather's down here drunk. Can you come get it?" I was like, "That's pretty smart."
North needs to go send Uber to go pick up their weather.
Janice has pneumonia. Doggone it.
That is no fun. I hate pneumonia.
No. Yeah, I mean, what'd we hit? 11?
The lowest I got the other day in my car was -7
Okay.
when I got in my car.
I think the official was 11.
Today?
No, Tuesday morning. Was it Tuesday morning or Tuesday?
I don't know.
Tuesday night. Anyway, somewhere along the line, I think we got double digits
Yeah.
below 0.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking to me
Enough
about
to
it.
freeze the whiskers off
it's,
your mustache.
winter.
Yeah. Rose my beard hairs.
I did actually have the whole crystallized. I was out working outside and the wind was blowing around and everything. I ended up with the ice crystals hanging off my eyebrows and such.
Yeah.
The one day, and I was like, "This is awesome."
My favorite was there was one day when the snow started hitting and it was blowing real bad, and my beard was split down each side, and then all the cold and the snow froze it. So then I had that like curled up beard.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Oh, there's Bill.
How pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Bills. That's another one. We get a couple.
Oh,
bills.
that's true. What would you call a group of bills?
Usually
Debt?
a debt of bills. That's a good one.
A debt of bills.
A debt of bills.
Oh shoot! So anyway, yeah, we survived the cold. I will say this much: we don't keep the heat on in the other parts of the shop because it's not insulated yet, and it runs the big diesel torpedo bazooka heater in there. So that gets a little on the expensive side to just keep that thing running when we're not in here. We keep this place at least temperate, so we can come in here and work. But I have a jug of vinegar out there that we put parts in to knock the rust off and take zinc off and things like that. And I had some more parts. I'm going to throw the parts down in the zinc jar. And it went clink, clink, clink. And I was like, oh, what is it? Frozen solid. So the vinegar was frozen.
Yes, sir.
And so I thought, okay, well, I'll kick the heat on, and then I'll go get diesel fuel for the heater. So I took the cans to the diesel tank, kicked the diesel tank on, made the humming sound, pulled the trigger, trickle, 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 trickle. I'm like, what in the world? And then it was kind of fighting a little bit, and it got to basically a pour, but not like it was the filter gelled up.
Oh.
So the filter was outside, of the tank, and it actually gelled up. So and I didn't have my gloves with me because I was like, oh, just go fill the tank up, you know. And then of course all that freezing cold diesel fuel was flowing through that aluminum handle. I'm like, gosh, it's cold. And I'm not really like cold person, And there's Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse and Bobby, Robert Launis at the Treadle Shed, and I think he received something.
I'm about to say, Bobby, did you get a present? Speaking of which.
Yeah? Oh, you want me to show that?
Yeah, that was a good segue. Don't ruin it.
It's runt. Is it okay on my...
There you
like
go.
a disc?
Good backlit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
These are now available. Not these. Not bar. I mean, if you want a bar run for it,
yeah, you could.
Anvil sign.
Good.
You could order one.
Be a little weird, but
be kind of odd and awkward. But hey,
we don't judge it. We'll take your money.
That's right. So these are now available. You can basically just send us your shop name, and we can plasma cut up these dudes, and they will be in somewhat different sizes. There's Joshua Panico coming in. Hey, Joshua, or Josh, however you want to be called. But anyway, yeah, you can order these on the website now, just like Eli's just showing you. And yeah, now we will tell you that we are not going to punch the holes in them.
Right.
It's one of the things we discussed earlier because we don't know what everybody's sign is and all that kind of fun stuff, or how you want it. The other thing, if you don't want an anvil, I think you have some sort of oval or something like that, don't you?
Haven't added that one on there.
Haven't added that one, but it's coming.
Yep.
So if you're not a blacksmith or some other creator, and you just want kind of an oval sign with your shop name or whatever in there, we can soon do that as well as all the other custom signs that we can do here. Bill says, I know what's wrong with it. Just put bar farming. Hey, there you go. Make a t-shirt like part of the bar farmy. Aries. Eli's an Aries.
I did what?
We were talking about being an Aries. Yeah.
Here's your sign. You can absolutely have here's your sign.
Bill says he's going to order one, but it ain't going to have holes in it. So, forget it. Just forget it. Here's your sign. So, yes, we got that going on. We got the shop signs that can be done. We've got the other oval signs that are just about ready to be done.
Yep.
We can almost do that. Still using the discount code, Roger.
I just added that on there.
Fantastic.
All caps.
There you go. And the other thing that is going to be offered, we have now the offer. You want to talk about that for
which one?
The Gathering.
The Gathering. Yes.
The swag pile.
Swag pile. The swag. What did I call? I think I called it the swag bundle.
Swag bundle.
Maybe is that what I called it? What did I call it? Hold
so
on.
If you are coming to the Gathering, I guess even if you're not coming to the Gathering, I guess that would cost shipping. If you come to the gathering, you can get the gathering swag something.
Gathering bundle. The gathering bundle.
The gathering bundle.
Yeah.
Can be yours
For the
low price of
$40.
$40. And that will get you what, Eli?
That will get you. I probably should have been a little bit more prepared.
We'll start with to get you entrance to the gathering.
Entrance to the gathering. Yeah, you can have that whether you purchase it or not. But yes, it will gain you entrance into the gathering.
Yeah.
However, it will also provide you with the gathering T-shirt, which is not ordered yet. But once we get everybody's order in, we will place that order, and then we'll have T-shirts for everybody. It's not a basic design, but it'll be similar to our logo shirt on the front. So it'll have the little logo on the front side, and then on the back side, we'll have the Gathering, Bar Run Forge, the Gathering, and then an anvil. So cool design. They'll be in black, not year specific. So that way, if you don't come this year, you can come next year. But you're going to come this year because who wouldn't want to come?
Who wouldn't want to be here?
But yeah, so the Gathering shirt is there, and then that also gets you a choice of a blank from our shop. So you've got the bottle opener blank, the single-piece coffee scoop, a coffee scoop handle, or I think that's it. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll have some blanks available, so you'll be a choice of blank when you get here, and then that also gets you a waffle ticket to potentially win
the as of right now uncompleted
chair, a blacksmith forged chair.
Yep. So. Now this is getting ready to get a seat. I think it's cherry. Our good buddy Thomas Goodymoot sent us some wood, cherry wood from up there.
Yeah,
stayed up north. So it's getting ready to get finished, and then it'll be made into this part right here. Then we'll rivet it all together, put the finishes on it, stuff like that. And then this chair will be ready for the waffle. And your $40 will get you the swag bundle, including a raffle ticket to get that chair.
Yep.
If they're just going to get a raffle ticket, how much is the raffle ticket?
$10.
$10.
Yep.
There you go.
So if you're just interested in the raffle ticket, we'll do PayPal, Venmo, cold hard cash when you get here. Either way, but yeah.
Now for the chair, I'm just telling you right up front, you have to be present at the gathering to win the chair. I'm not shipping this chair.
There you go.
I'm not packing this thing up and shipping it.
There you go.
It is only for attendees of the gathering to take home with them. Now you can buy as many of those tickets as you want. Like, if you're bringing a couple people with you, or you want to hopefully get it, you want to say, hey, I want a big chance at getting this thing and taking it home with me or give it to somebody else. Get as many of those tickets as you want. Yeah. But $10 will get you a ticket to win that. Or you buy the swag
bundle.
The bundle.
The gathering bundle.
The gathering bundle.
Yeah.
And you already automatically get a ticket.
Yeah.
In that. Along with all the other goodies.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Bobby, the software that I use for designing the signs is twofold. Threefold, actually. For designing it, I use Adobe Suite, so like Photoshop and all that good stuff. And then translating it to SVG file, I use Inkscape. And then for my final rendering, I use SolveSpace, so I can create a DXF file to send it over to Plasma Cut.
Okay.
There you go. They had Matt. Frank Schrock would have loved the bundle. Absolutely, he will be missed.
Yep.
For sure.
With that being said, Darren said, that's the weekend before the wedding, might be tight. Hey, what better way?
Yeah.
To spend that time?
Yeah.
Than with a bunch of us.
Plan your honeymoon here, buddy.
I mean, here's the thing. Matt, Hobbs, and Gina are getting married 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
Matt's going to be here.
Yep, that's true.
I'm traveling down to South Carolina to perform the wedding, and then I'll travel back up here, and then Matt's going to travel up here. So, you can do it.
Yep.
Roger says we'll need 2 of the swage. That's good. That's so
Swage bundles. I need one of them Swage bundles from Holland Anvil.
I would love one of those.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that being said, we got the gathering.
Yep.
We're going to talk
Gathering.
about. Look, we are
4 months away.
4 months.
Pretty much. It's the 25th.
Almost right at it. I mean, right now it's the 23rd.
Yep.
We're 4 months and 2 days
Yes, sir.
away from the gathering, and it'll be here.
It'll be here.
It will be here.
You want to be here.
Yes. And right now, I think we currently have 8 RSVP'd for it. So that's a pretty good start.
Yep.
Good start.
Very good start.
And I know some of you are planning on being here, but you're just kind of. That's right, Jeff. Priorities. Get them in order.
There you go.
Only assume that MLWJ will come along. Well, we would love that. Yeah, that would be the torturous part, to have to kiss you goodbye. I know I hate it.
Oof.
Every time. Oh, shoot. Anyway, so you got the gathering, April 25th through the 27th.
Yep.
I know there's some other folks that are planning on being here but haven't RSVP'd yet.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Let us know.
Let it snow.
Got questions? You got our contact info. You know where to find us.
Yep.
Probably the best place to find us would be the website, www.barrunforge.com, BARRUNFORGE.com. Check it out.
Yep. And
be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like the video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you're alerted every single time we have new content coming in. I lost the word for a second. Content on the YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. The formerly almost banned, not banned, kind of banned, maybe banned, I don't know, TikTok and Rumble. The last two we really don't count. I don't know that I've done anything. I think Rumble actually is automated to get our YouTube videos every time they come out. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at it probably in a year and a half to 2 years.
I think last time I looked, we had won $5.
Hey, there you go.
In our Rumbles.
Hey, good deal.
But we haven't rumbled anything.
Okay.
That's the other thing. You have to be active and get in there and say, I want to pit this video against this video, and they rumble, and then you get money.
Okay.
I don't know.
Woo! Anyways.
We're out there.
Yeah.
So, they got the gathering.
Got the gathering.
We just got a notification today. We got a group of homeschoolers coming in here later in the spring or later in, I don't know, later. They'll be here.
Later.
Yeah, you could buy a hoodie. You could buy a T-shirt.
Hoodies are fresh off the press in here.
They are. Very, very much so. So we got one for Bill Wheel. We got to get out the door.
Yes, sir.
Because they just got done. Man, what's going on in there? Woo!
I'll be excited to see it.
Dana Maggiore is in here. It's a guy we wish could be here. Any opinion on making the Doyle anvil my starter? Not to be off subject. Hey, we'll start just with that. I don't have any problem with that. Talk to the folks for a minute, and we'll bring ours over.
Oh, okay. Before you do that, will you toss me the baby bottle? I'll do that. I'll do the baby bottle while you're doing that.
Yeah, great idea.
Thanks, I have some. Cool. All right, I'm going to actually expand me out so you guys can just see me because there's nothing going on the main screen at the moment. So here's me. All right, cool. So our church does a event every year to help support business, local. Is it a charity? Business?
It's a nonprofit.
But it's called the New Life Clinic, and it is a pregnancy center, a hope pregnancy center. Basically helps with young ladies who are struggling with pregnancy. It helps any women that are struggling with pregnancy, need help.
Prospective fathers as well.
Yeah, prospective fathers.
Classes.
Family. So it is a very much family-oriented nonprofit charity. They do great work, and every year to help sponsor, we get these little baby bottles, and they're little like change banks. So you toss in some, loose change or whatever you've got hanging around here, and that helps change lives, helps save babies. I know that helps to support. Here, I'll read it. When you fill this bottle with coins, cash, checks, you are making a positive impact on young families in our community. Thank you for providing the support that will save and change lives. So this is due relatively soon, but if you guys would like to help contribute and donate to that, we will take any tips, Streamlab tips. What are they called on YouTube? Super chats. Any super chats that you want to?
Bottle. Huh? Just say baby.
Yeah,
bottle.
just say baby bottle, New Life Clinic, whatever. and then we'll go cash those out and put the change in here, and we will donate to New Life Clinic as one of our local charities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys would like to? Again, $2 or $3, $5, $10, anything helps.
Yeah.
They do a lot
and
of
the other
great
thing
work.
about that organization, it's not only just a women's center. They have coaches and resources, and they also have teaching mentorships for fathers to be. So it's not leaving the fathers out of the equation.
Right.
They understand the importance of having fathers in the lives of the child. So yeah, very good organization, very well run.
One of the ladies in our church she's about to turn 94.
I think so.
94 or so is a
She was a founder.
yeah,
on
one of the one of the OGs in that organization. So we're heavily involved with it. We love that group. So if you guys would like to donate, much appreciated.
Brian, that's really cool to have 10 makers on his live last night. 10 different kinds of makers. That's really cool.
Wow.
And I'm sorry I missed it. If you guys don't get a chance to, please check out, or if you do get a chance to, please check out Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse Wednesday nights at 10 Eastern Standard on his channel. So there you go. So Joshua was asking about,
Dole.
is that right? Joshua was asking.
Yeah. The Dole.
About the Doyle anvil.
Hide here real quick. Hold on, let me hide me so you can see it.
Is that seeable?
Now it is.
Okay.
I'm not.
This whole anvil, I think, is 65 pound. Is that correct?
Yes.
65.
2 new ones right there.
Yeah, there's 2 brand new ones sitting there ready to go to our kind of club shop, so to speak. We got to make stands for them. These anvils right now, and this is not a plug for Harbor Freight or Doyle or anything like that, but I'll be the first to tell you that I would highly recommend, I don't know if Eli would feel the same way, but I would highly recommend not just beginners, but people who are forging on a regular basis, grab this anvil.
Most definitely.
$139 most times, approximately. You can go $149, $159 sometimes. It's been down. We actually got those with super coupons for $99. So a 65-pound cast steel ductile, I believe it is. And it's got a conical horn. The Pritchell and the Hardy are in really good position. Obviously, when you get an anvil like this, you're going to have to do some work and, work down. And I still want to do some cleanup on this and kind of chamfer or radius some of the edges a little bit better. See, Bill, I got to say chamfer. And then, every once in a while, clean up the Pritchell hole and the Hardy hole. But it's universal. It's kind of similar to all the other ones. We made this stand, tripod stand, and we have used this anvil. I mean, this anvil gets used. And there's just starting to show a little bit of normal wear and tear, little pings and ding, ding, dings. And I think the majority of that right there is like from ball peen. Like working on something with a ball peen. And that just transfers. And that's just going to happen. If you're working on an anvil like this and you're metal to metal and ball peen hammer, you're probably going to see little dimples in your anvil. Without a doubt. Especially for the price. The thing about, like with the same type of anvil, I love the German patterns, obviously. And it's so nice to work up over the step out here, the horn, what do you want to call it. I love these, and the fact that the Pritchell hole and the Hardy are opposite ends of each other, very similar to mine over here. That just allows you to work in a bunch of different ways. You go to the Achaio, which we like the Achaio, but the Pritchell hole is in the horn.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good...
And the bigger one is worse.
Yeah, because it's like a 2-inch Pritchell hole.
Right. It's just this big, massive hole in the middle of
and it's
elliptical horn.
Yeah, and it's left roughly cast. I will say everyone varies because Thomas has the same one as I do, and his is a conical horn with a smaller Pritchell hole. But again, there's probably 30 Chinese companies that are all making them that are slightly different on casting and molds and all that nonsense. Right. So you never know really what you're going to get. But I mean, the Achaios, The 66 pounder, that's not a bad starter anvil. That's what I started on. It's done fine. We still have used it at shows and demos, and I'll still wail on it every once in a while. But and then like the bigger one, the 110, 132 pounder, that's honestly that's the one that if I've got something I need to absolutely just beat the crap out of, and I don't mind if it causes a ding, perfect for it.
Yeah.
Probably should turn myself back on the screen here. The one I will say, and there's Roy, he'll probably attest to the Doyle anvil as well. The one I will say is the newest Vivor London pattern. I would dare say pit up against the Doyle. I would prefer the London pattern over the Doyle, not necessarily for the usage, because obviously the German pattern does have a little bit more usage, but I think the Vivor casting of the London pattern anvil has been the best out of all of them. Let me hide myself again.
66, 65, or 65, 66. Hardy and Pritchell are in the same, basically like any other London pattern. And we've basically made like our tooling for all of these are the same.
They're all 3/4 inch. Yeah, except for the big dog.
The big one. So I think our plan is to have this one, when we do get an induction forge, it would be this one and the bigger Achaio over there, likely. So this one needs a stand, but this is a great anvil too.
Yeah, and they just released a 110 pound version of that one as well.
So yeah, either one of these right here, but for simplicity, and I'll say this, if you get a Doyle and you clean it up, bring it home, and it's not good, like the casting's messed up or whatever, throw it in your car, go back to Harbor Freight, they'll give you another one.
Yeah.
I will
Huge
say
upside.
that. I mean, if you order the Vivor and you're not happy with the casting or whatever, but I know you can just go to your Harbor Freight and switch it out.
Right. There you go.
Troy flexing his YouTube millions.
Nah, he's just flexing. Thomas has good news. The pins are out.
I saw pictures today.
We'll say hi to the goodiest of Moots and Roy.
And the Adamsy of Adamsist
of Adams.
So anyway, yes, that's the case. I would highly recommend the Doyle.
Yep.
No question about it.
For sure.
Yeah. Do not, if you go to Harbor Freight and buy an anvil,
don't buy the old blue.
Only buy the Doyle.
Yeah. Don't buy old blue.
Do not buy anything blue on the anvil side there.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But again, for the price, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say just even for a starter anvil. That's a good anvil.
That's what we use for our demo anvil. I mean, that's what we take. Again, it's 65 pounds. You're not lugging a big monster anvil.
Yeah.
And you get everything you need. It's got a, 6.5 or not 6.5. What's it got? 4.5 inch face?
I think. You can check it out.
Find out for us. We're all waiting.
4.5.
That's what I said. 4.5. Just not first time.
And before you get to the angled horn is 7 inches, and then the rest of the horn is about 7 inches.
There you go.
So the face is 14 inches long.
Yeah.
And the main part of it is 4.5. It's a pretty good amount of surface area. So there's Kevin from Trail Dust.
Sure, we have yapped on, and it is now 7 o'clock.
I know. And I haven't.
I believe these people want what they came here for.
Smack.
But yes, to answer your question, Doyle is a great option. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming of Dad getting ready to hit something.
So I've got a railroad spike in here.
Make a knife.
Make a sword. And I've been wanting to kind of do one of these for a while. So I think what I'm going to do is make similar in style to our good buddy.
Hey. Sorry, Bobby Lonis donated $20 for New Life.
Thanks, Bobby.
Sure.
Our good buddy Derek Melton does a great job of making these stake turners out of railroad spikes. And I just kind of wanted to do one to see, not on the power hammer, but with hand hammer, just to see kind of what it takes to make that happen. He does a lot of his own power hammer and press and stuff like that. So there you go. So the first thing I'm going to do is up close to the head. I want to thin that down a little bit, square it up nice and clean. So how I'm going to do that is over at the small guillotine tool. Haven't put together the C-frame guillotine tool from Christ Center Ironworks yet.
Whoa, I know them.
And I haven't picked up the big boy yet. So we're just going to go with the old standby A-frame because we're just basically squaring it up, bringing it down just a little bit so I can get my standard railroad spike tongs to fit nicely on it. We got most of our axe hanging hooks done. I might make a couple others that are different, and I've got a couple other carving tools, adzes and hatchets and stuff like that. I may make that whole wall area for that. That's another thing I really want you guys to see when you get here is just how transformative that whole area is, especially, well, not even especially, the whole place. Just, it's a whole new ballgame in there.
A whole new world. That's true. Thomas made you a steak turner for your birthday out of a railroad spike.
That is true.
Little brown or brass brushed steak turner.
Yep. Can you flip bacon with a steak turner?
Carefully.
Only if it's a bacon turner.
True. Should make a mini one for
Bobby
for
says,
bacon.
Dogbone knife. Bobby at Dogbone Knife says, RR Spike meat turners are fun to make, but takes a ton of hammer swings. That is true. And I'm going to try to mitigate that just a little bit.
Ooh.
Try a couple different techniques to
Teach
draw
us.
them bad boys out a little bit.
Oh, wise master forgeman.
Oh, shut up. Again, all I'm doing here is just squaring this up, crisping it, so I can get as much material there as I possibly can. That should do it. Check that out. Let's see how it fits here. Oh, that's much better. Nice. Okay. So now, with that kind of straightened up and everything, I'm going to bring it over to the other side of the anvil. Draw that down a little bit up at the handle. Give me a little bit more surface area.
Boom. Say hi to Dave and Daisy.
Oh, out and about with Dave and Daisy. Daisy's the dog, by the way. He's been in our area a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dave, excuse me. Are you from Ohio, or are you just spending a lot of time in this area? Don't cross the streams.
Yeah, you got to make a steak flipper, but do a small end curl on the end for bacon.
For bacon?
Yeah. Troy Sutton?
Brother Troy. Wow, we got multiple Jeffs. We don't have multiple Bills yet, do we?
No.
Okay. And we got multiple Troys.
Got multiple Troys. First,
That's a problem.
there's never multiple Elijahs.
Poor Eli.
Hey, that just means I'm one of a kind, man.
Now, if you notice, Derek does a lot of these. Derek Melton, Bobby's done several of them as well. He's using the induction forge. He's using his press, his power hammer, and things like that. I just want to kind of do this to demonstrate it can be done. Hand hammer, and we're going to do some drawing out on the edge of the anvil, things like that, to kind of see if we can't mitigate having to use a power hammer if you don't have one. Obviously, we can do that, but we're not going to.
Or you could be like Derek and have 3 power hammers all set up with different dies.
3 power hammers with different,
knock them out
right,
in one fell swoop.
And the forge press.
Yeah.
Send you some bills.
Derek's about to be dangerous, man. He's getting a plasma table. He's already got the plasma cutter.
Yeah.
He's gonna build a plasma table.
That's what he said. He's going to build a plasma table. Derek now has a forging, not just a forging podcast, but a podcast.
Yeah.
And he's already had a couple guests on. Been kind of cool. And they're full on like hour and 20-minute.
Long forum, if you will.
Yeah. Derek's such a good guy, man.
He's pretty cool.
That anywhere.
Put that anywhere.
That's why I can't wait to get done with this end so I can switch over to my spike tongs. All right, so that's at least squared up. And I think what I'm going to do now is draw that down just a little bit, get a little bit more distance. So,
Where?
yep. Had a fun doctor's appointment today.
Oh.
Had 3 doctor's appointments. Michelle had one, I had one, and Mom had one, all within about an hour and 20 minutes of each other.
I didn't have one.
And so I got the old torn meniscus going on. Got to get another MRI and see how bad it is to decide whether that's something worth doing. So we shall see. That one's not a big deal. If I have to have surgery on torn meniscus,
That's usually a quick recovery.
yeah.
And now they do the little 3-prong robot that just goes in with 3 little dots and
You hear this?
Done. Yeah.
And you're out.
Yeah.
Oh no, Troy's pregnant. Hey.
Oh, great. Now you made him self-conscious. Way to go, Jeff.
You eat 3 or 4 Little Debbies an afternoon and
Good save.
thank you.
Good eye, good eye.
Bada. Swing, bada. All right, that's pretty crisp. We'll go with that. Now we can switch it around.
Pete Fields said
Pete Fields.
Formula 1 meniscus pit stop.
That's right. That's what I'm hoping for. If that's the case. I mean, we know it's torn. We just don't know how bad is the thing. That's the whole topic.
Bobby said he got his cast off his right arm today. Still no smithing.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but... Praying for recovery, buddy.
Yeah. Jeff, I had the privilege when I was down at Auburn University to be a part of a robotic surgery on a horse's knee. That was fascinating. Just being able to go in and like basically we had to do just like a small scrape because he had cartilage build up on his knee and it was like causing irritation and swelling and everything like that. And he wouldn't put pressure down on it, but like it was like a video game. Like I had 2 joysticks and it was like getting to watch, these guys with the joysticks basically scraping a knee.
Ah,
Oh, I gotta switch AirPods.
that was my first surgery. Was just basically a scrape. They just went with a little ice cream scoop and just cleaned everything up, and then snipped a little bit of my ACL, cleaned that up. Man, everybody falling apart.
BS Forge.
How'd it had it been? Let's get that good and hot. Well, Bobby, we look forward to you getting recovered and everybody else recovered as well from what they're going through.
Y'all get well now, you hear?
Yeah, because you got things to do when you get here. Okay, so my meniscus, if you know, meniscus
brings all the boys to the yard.
It's kind of like a C shape, and my tear is in the middle, on the far side.
Hear what I said?
What?
Did my meniscus? I said brings all the boys to the yard.
Gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Left shoulder surgery is success. That's good. Now it's on to the nose. There you go.
A new knee is highly recommended.
Nice. Nice. All right, here we go. What?
Somewhere Rob Huff is crying.
What?
I said somewhere Rob Huff is crying.
Like being proud, or like, oh, that was sad.
Maybe 2. Both.
What hammer is this? That is Eli and I's very first hammer.
The official Bar Run Forge hammer.
Yeah, Bar Run Forge number 1.
Number 1.
Straight peen.
I don't know if we have any other hammers that we've done that we kept. Do we? I think the rest of the ones that we've ever made together have been all
Other than
sent
the little
off.
small one you made me.
I'm saying like the ones that we've done together.
No.
Probably about time to make another hammer.
Yeah.
After what, 2 years? It's growing. It's working.
It's working.
It's working.
Just for perspective, I think this is about the same.
That's okay. I put deodorant on.
So most of the spikes we have are about 6 inches long.
Been rather snoozy today.
What's that?
Been rather snoozy today.
Oh, yeah?
Don't know why.
Huh. So that, we're already pushing 12.
Whoa!
It's about 10, about 11.
We'll be here, Roger. What's everybody else been making lately?
No, it's no joke. I mean, there's a lot of work.
It's not a joke.
No joke.
Had to hit it.
Yeah.
I hope they found him a nice farm.
Well, that when Pete says it's holding the heat well, that's part of the advantage of doing a drawing on the corner, on the edge of the anvil. It's minimal contact with the anvil.
Yeah.
And this is, I think it's a 3-pound
Roughly.
to like 2 3/4 straight peen.
A 4-pound rounding hammer.
No, just making a stake turner, just experimenting a bit.
Darn. Hardly knew her.
Expanding waistline. Make Valentine stuff. We're actually going to start next week on a new project, and I'll share that in a little bit. So you can see we're already getting some distance there. Yeah, if I hit it hard enough and fast enough, it generates its own heat.
There you
If
go. Yep.
I'm not doing that.
Yep.
Packing everything up, he says. All right. Well, safe travels if we don't talk to you between now and then, buddy. Stick with us here for the rest of the evening.
Or morning.
Yeah. I guess that's one that's really kind of important to keep in tight in your triangle.
Yeah. That's all right. I don't do accents. Yeah, Ben, it's starting to get there.
What's that?
Beard.
Oh.
My Amish beard.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, definitely the difference right there in the way the heat is dispersed, laying it flat on the anvil. Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Learning. Gonna learn, y'all.
The other option is to go over here to the horn.
Second.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got that thing done yet? You got that hammer finished? I want to see it done.
Oh yeah, that big dog hammer we forged. If not, it's okay. Judd and I have a sledgehammer we're on year 3 of.
Telling you. See, I'm not as confident as the rest of those guys, man, who can work that down so small on the edge of the anvil. I feel like I have to work it a little bit more
Yeah.
flat.
Bobby makes a good point. The Ed moves it nice, but there's also a lot of cleanup to it.
Yeah.
You get guys that are good and well practiced at it, then they're able to kind of
They know how
target,
far.
yeah, kind of
Right.
target where they need to clean up, how to hit it. Make it easier for cleanup. Got a
And
new
obviously the
subscriber.
horn. What's that?
We got a new subscriber, T Layman 74.
Fantastic.
Welcome in.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I don't know if they're actually in the live stream, but they subscribed.
Oh, okay. All right, let's work on the end down there. Taper that down.
Turn it into a turner.
Turning it into. Yeah, I mean, if you want to draw down, you match peen for peen,
What?
just right there, and it has no choice but to move. If it's hot, it's going to move. And it's minimal amount of surface contact, so it keeps the heat longer. You can go to the horn of the anvil. Horn of the anvil will move, and I think that's a little cleaner. Obviously, the longest would be on the flat. The toothpaste method, yeah. Just keep squeezing it.
Yep. Or as Brian likes to say.
See what I'm saying? and if you've been around Brian and I'll just explain something to you, you just go, uh-huh. We're heading there. Obviously, not being as aggressive with the drawing out. Those guys that are practiced at it, draw it down to a pencil on the corner, then clean it up. I ain't there yet. I just ain't there yet.
There you go.
There you go. Obviously, a whole lot easier on a press or a power hammer.
Or go to Texas Roadhouse. Sign me up. Ben, the house is not moving at the moment. It's a little cold. But hoping to be ready before the gathering. Josh is asking about a proper hammer. I think that one you got in your hand might be a good example.
I would dare say. Give me just a second, Josh, and I'll help you out, buddy. All right, let's get a measurement, and we'll talk hammers for here for a second. I'm glad Josh is asking these questions too. Not because it gives me a break, but all right. So we're just over almost 16 inches right now. So that has added about 10 inches. Okay, so Joshua, there are many, many schools of thought on hammers. And I'm going to say this way, and this is just me. Obviously, there are guys in here who have their own takes on hammers. I think as a general rule, get the hammer you like. Try hammers and use them. If you're asking me where to start, I would say somewhere in the 1 3/4 to 2 pound cross peen hammer. The handle will tell you just as much as the head. For some people, they like a very skinny handle, squared up. They like that. I don't like that because of the way my hands are. I can't handle the little skinny ones. That'll wear me out. In fact, this particular handle or hammer came with a skinny square handle and short. And I love the hammer, but it wore me out and it frustrated me. And then I didn't want to use the hammer. So I got a handle similar to the other ones that I used, and I put it on this hammer. Now it's the first one I grab, almost always. Okay, this is from Andrew Larson. You can find Andrew Larson Instagram, and you can order his hammers. Now they are worth it, but they are pricey. But
2 pound, I think his 2 pound crossbeam hammer is like $70, $75.
Right.
But well worth it.
Yeah. Now, the other side to that is you can do what I did, and most other guys probably did. Find your garage sale plum. I think that's what this one is. Yeah. Crossbeam hammer, $7. And that got me started. I had to dress it. I had to work with it a little bit. I didn't mind the handle. Still don't. On occasion, I'll get that one out and work with it. It does have a little bit longer head face, so it's a little heavier towards the front. This is a very well-balanced hammer. You can move to, this is not a typical one, but this is a hammer that Hans Groff and I made as, I guess you would call it, a rounding hammer. Flat face, round face, or as Brian Brazil would call them, dies. He looks at them as dies. And there are different styles of this. You talk to a guy like Bill Corey, excuse me, and he has a hexagonal rounding hammer, and he uses it very, very well. You go over to Roy, who is another amazing blacksmith, does a fantastic job, and he uses a 1 3/4 primarily cross-peen hammer with a particular style of handle that he likes. The key to this, as far as I'm concerned, this is just me, find the hammer that you like. There are guys who are grabbing their first instinct is to grab a 4 pound rounding hammer and hold it up here, and it works for them. Fantastic. Again, some like the sledgehammer handles, some like the little square toothpicks. Can't do that myself. So again, find out what works for you. Get with some other blacksmiths and use their hammers if they'll let you. And you're like, hey, I really like the feel of that. Use that one. Now, you can also go online. There are tongs and hammers out there for a decent price that are decent hammers. I think there's a Swedish.
It's in that red toolbox. You can grab it.
Okay. Yeah.
On Amazon. And actually, Alex Steele just did a series on that to use that same feature as well.
Are you sure? Nothing there.
Is it on the Chio? Oh, I got an ad. Yeah, Alex Steele just did a series on it and used the same hammer as well. Nope. Where's my hammer at? Is it over in the rack? Don't dare stop my hammer.
Is it in here?
Hold, please. Much as I don't normally promote Alex Steele. Alex Steele did do a decent series on the. Oh, there it is. Hey, it's in that one. Did a decent series on like beginner blacksmith. Some of the stuff I'm not a big fan of what he did, but
Right.
he did use that hammer that Dad's got in his hand. That's one I usually go to relatively often.
I think they call this a Swede.
Yeah, it's a Swedish pattern. I rehandled it just because the handle on it is a little thinner than what I'd normally like. Again, Dad and I both kind of have bigger hands, so the bigger handles work a little better for us. So, but
Yeah.
I think all in all, there's probably $20 in that hammer.
Right. So this hammer online is probably what?
15, $20.
Yeah. And it's a completely serviceable hammer. I mean, the cross peen, the peen on it needs to be worked on and ground, but it's a little bit smaller, but similar in size to the peen on the Andrew Larson hammer. So it's got a good peen on it. It's got fairly good balance. It's a little bit longer on the head. Very usable, very serviceable hammer.
Yep.
And as some of the other guys have said, ball peen.
Yeah.
Get a ball peen hammer. But me personally, get the one you like.
Yeah.
Find other people who have hammers, swing them, find out which is comfortable for you and is not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
For the guys that swing the 4-pounders, that's their thing. They've accustomed themselves to it. I know if you talk to Roy will say, he started with the big, like, hey, I got to smash, smash, smash. And he found his body saying, nope.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. And so he moved to the 1 3/4, and that's pretty much the one he uses all the time. I'm at a 2-pound, and it may come a time, there's a lot of time. I have that 2-pounder, but there's a lot of times where I will grab this one that Eli made, which is probably, what is this, 1.5 pounds?
Not even.
Not even. And I found myself going to this one a lot. I've got another rounding hammer that's smaller than that other one. So it really, what works for you, what works for your body. And because if you start making very bad swings and hammer strokes because the hammer is too heavy or too light or too this or too that, then you're going to wear yourself out and you won't want to do it. That's the key.
2.5 pound ball peen. But yeah.
I don't know what that one is, but
yeah, that's
going to be similar.
Beast.
Yeah, reminds me. So there you go. That's my take on it. And again, there are a lot better smiths in here than I am, who are a lot more accomplished than I am, a lot more experienced than I am. Don't just take my advice. Take the advice of others as well. Yeah, it is a different swing. It's a different motion. I got a buddy of mine, Tracy, who's been here. He's been a carpenter most of his adult life. This did not work for him.
Yeah.
He just wanted to swing it like he would swing a claw hammer. And it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Do what works for you. That's my advice.
There you go.
There you go. 1 3/4 works just fine for some. And Roy puts out pretty doggone good work. And he's a professional at it, so that helps.
He is professional.
And don't let anybody tell you your hammer is wrong. It's your hammer. Now, you can allow somebody to say, hey, the way you're swinging needs some adjustment. Ergonomically, you need to change some things. For example, we'll do a little something here. So this is just me. Again, I like to stay in a triangle of work and try to keep the elbow in as much as possible. You get out here chicken winging, you're going to have problems. But let the hammer do the work. All right, that's getting cold, so I'm going to get it back in the fire. Again, try to keep that elbow in as much as possible. If you get up here where you're trying to whale and you get this out here, all these guys that have had shoulder surgery, you're next in line, because that's what will happen. And if you keep that technique, keep where it's comfortable, don't death gripping on your hammer, you'll kill that, kill your tendonitis in your elbow. You can't make the hammer go any faster than what it'll go down. You know, this is physics. Eli's grandpa would say everything is chemistry and physics.
That's true.
And it is true. All right, we're going to draw this end out a little bit more and then round it off. There you go. Another guy that's really good at it, he says, I've had many hammers, but I always find myself at 1 3/4 straight peen. That's the way I started. Again, you talk to Bill Corey. I think Bill Corey's is like a 2.5 pound rounder, something like that.
He'll probably tell you.
You guys that are better than me at this, please speak up. All right. So I'm going to heat this area up at the end, taper that down where we need it to finish, and then we'll start rounding and drawing it down. Bill says, I think it's close to that. That would make sense. Because Bill's not, he's not grabbing the 4-pounder. Probably has one. But that's not just the everyday. Again, the guys that swing the 3.5, 4-pounders, that's their thing. I let them do it. And they've got good reason for it. What I love about the craft is, no matter what, all these guys that do what they do, the end product, very, very similar. And there'll be discussions and debates on which is the right way and the right one and all that kind of fun stuff. But it literally comes down to you. For example, I have a Hoffy style hammer. And you see these two hammers sitting next to each other are different. They're different in length. They're different in their construction. Flat face. This has got a more rounded face and just one plane. And it's got a short cross peen. The Hoffy guys swear by the Hoffy hammer.
4-pound crossbeam over there.
Huh?
So there's a 4-pound crossbeam.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Now that's a 4-pound crossbeam. You want to swing that all day? Be my guest. All right, we're going to clean this or start rounding up. I think we got about as much as we're going to get out of it. Many roads lead to Rome. No one way to pound hot steel. That's exactly right. I'm only bothered by those guys. I'm only bothered by the guys who will chastise another man, another smith, for doing it an acceptable way. And if you want to say, hey, can I help you with this? Can I instruct you on a possible different method? That's fine. But just to come out and tell somebody who's been taught another way, you're doing it wrong, I'll tell you right now, you're wrong. You're wrong for doing that. And there's a lot of guys in the craft who I admire their work. I admire everything that they've accomplished in the craft. But as soon as they start into that, you're doing it wrong because it's not the way I do it, you're lost. I lose you. This may be a tirade of mine, but
Bum, bum, bum. Need a sound effect for Troy's tirades.
and instead of just saying you're wrong, try to be instructive. Try to be constructive. You know, you start telling people just you're doing it wrong. Well, this is the way I was taught. Well, you were taught wrong. You're literally going to either have them mad at you or they're going to quit the craft. And that is not the goal. Unless that is your goal. And if that's your goal to get people to quit,
Quit being
you're
a bum.
jerk. You're a jerk.
You're a bum.
Yep. Fingers won. Troy rant. That's a tirade. Roy gets the rant. All right. Let's see if we can't clean this baby up here. I'm going to heat that again and just really clean that up. Am I going to put a hex on it? No. I'll let you do that.
Put a hex on it.
So what I'm doing right now, it literally is just cleaning up the handle a bit and dropping metal.
Just put that anywhere. Yeah, that's the one rule in blacksmithing. Hold the back end and hit the red end. Those are not good for pickup.
What we got going on?
Just throw that down there anywhere.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, shoot. For those of you who don't know who Bill Corey is, man, you're lucky people. Of course, you know what to do. Square octagon around. Drop forward steak flipper, that's for sure.
Drop flipper, steak forged. Steak forged, drop flipper.
Kevin says, I met Bill once. He didn't meet me. I'll tell you, there's not much I can say bad about Bill that hasn't already been said.
Square, octagon, hexadecagon, contagon, round.
Round.
I know some of those words.
Round.
Round, yeah. A square too.
Yeah.
Great square.
Toot square. If you can't say anything nice, come sit by me. I like it. All right, just do that end real quick. Clean that up. And I'm seeing something I don't like. A little fold at the end. We'll take care of that in just a second.
What'd you do?
Just a little crimp at the end.
Little Rooskies?
Yep.
You know my least favorite thing in the world? Just rasping.
Do that one more again.
Are you making something sharp and pointy?
Huh?
Are you making something sharp and pointy?
Pointy.
plot. A little spackly. I believe Dad could just, if he had a chance to have like hot rasping all day,
Yeah,
just sit here and hot rasp something.
I
believe
love
he
it.
would.
I love hot rasping.
You could just consistently keep something hot and let him hot rasp it.
If my shoulder would hold up to it,
Yeah.
yes.
We need to make you like a shoulder support jig, or you can just kind of have some levers.
Yeah.
Just,
There you go. Rasping with Troy.
Have you ever seen some of like the whatever you call them, like exosuits, basically?
Yes.
Like people now have their they were hooking up something from Milwaukee to one of these suckers.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, it's not gonna be long before Milwaukee
Yeah,
makes their own, where like you can load support.
Right.
Change it instead of holding, the average person holding a 50-pound bag now holds like a 450-pound item, and they're just walking with the exosuit.
Yeah, they were using like the big hammers.
Yeah, where like the crane comes up over top of it. You attach it, and then you can use that so you're not holding it.
I started doing this after watching some videos from Mark Asprey, and I loved it. And I got to say, even with some of the folks that are in the current chat right now, my favorite smith to watch smith is Mark Asprey. It just, and then listen to him. And listen to him. It's just, I love it.
Aaron said if we make a trade to come down to Georgia for the wedding on May 3rd, he would come to the gathering.
Well, I'm already making a South Carolina trip. And a Tennessee trip because I've got another wedding to do in May.
And
so probably not in the cards.
Unless you're in need of a pasta. There's no pasta.
That is just because of Shamfa on it. It's the whole reason. Dude, when he did that thing with the vice, and every guy in there just went, oh.
You could collectively hear everybody go, dang it. Why didn't I think of that?
I'll show you that here in just a second. And every one of you who's not seen it before will do the same thing that all of us at Quad State did when he did it.
Finger said, I feel dumb every time I watch Mark Asprey. That's accurate because, one, he's brilliant. Two, he's got that British sarcasm down to a freaking T.
There was a dude who was being an absolute jerk to him at Quad State about the whole process, and he made him look like an idiot, and the guy had no idea he was being made look like an idiot. It was a beautiful thing. So how many of you have had a piece of steel, and it's probably a long piece of steel, and you're holding on to that long piece of steel? I'll do it from here. Okay? And you've got your vise here, and you're trying to get in, and that piece of steel keeps falling and flopping around in here, and you're trying to catch it in the vise. I want to show you something very, very simple that disgusted me and made me very happy all at once. Put it in the vise and move it corner to corner. And just pinch it in there. And then tighten down the vise. Ta-da! I was mad and happy all at once. You know, let's say, for instance, you got this long piece of rebar, and we're all used to trying to catch it. Just simply put it in the vise, pinch it corner to corner, tighten your vise down. That.
That's one for the Brits.
I think you just
Only
learn to
one for
cook.
the Brits. But
They
that's
just
one
learn
for
to
the Brits.
Yeah, they could learn to cook. All right, we're gonna make the turner.
Sure.
Hardly knew her. On the end of this doodad. You know what? I'm not gonna use that.
You know what?
You know what? Want to what? So my method for steak turners. I go ahead and make the curve, the hook, and then I simply take it over to the vise, bring it down. That's it. And what I do is where the hook, the point of the hook comes up and touches the top of the vise, that's where I pinch it in, stop it, and bring it down. That's just my method.
There you go. Jeff Killian asks, can you perform weddings in any state, or do you need to be recognized by that state?
Every state has its own rules, own laws. For example, in South Carolina, you just have to be authorized. You just have to be a minister. You have to be somebody
ordained.
Some places you have to be ordained.
Okay.
And you may or may not have to display your ordination certificate to be able to do it. In the state of Ohio, up until recently, you had to be licensed to solemnize marriages. Okay, so there's that. We'll heat it up very briefly.
Into the vice cam?
We will be going to the vise.
I'm ready. Got this. I believe in me. Anybody hit the 8 o'clock bacon? No 8 o'clock bacons? Fowler's slacking. Shun. Admonish them.
Here we go. So again, I just bring it up to where the point of that comes up. Pinch it right there. And down. That's it.
Just in time for supper.
Us?
Or anybody,
or other people.
Jeff Woodring said it is about supper time.
It is. All right, so we started with a 6-inch spike.
Whoa. Now
we end with 14 inches to the curl, and which means we got about 17 inches out of the spike, which meant we increased by 11 inches. And that still leaves a handle of about 4.5, almost 5 inches down to the taper. And with messing around and everything, hour and a half. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch more you could do to it. You could put the twists in the handle and stuff like that. You could do all that kind of fun stuff. If you just want a basic steak flipper, there it is.
There you go.
Let me cool that down.
Go away, ads. It's bacon o'clock somewhere. Here. 6 minutes ago. But bacon. Good time for bacon. That'll flip you a pork chop. That doesn't eat steak.
All right. There you go. A steak turner, steak flipper, whatever you want to call it. Again, one of the things sometimes I like to do is either cut or chisel a mark down the line here, or you can do that on all 4 sides. You can do that on 2 sides and then cut cubes in it, make a little bit of a modified Rubik's twist. You can just twist it and have a twisted handle. Again, that holds that entire area before the taper. You could go thinner taper. You could thin this down some more and gain more space out of it. But if you're talking about just at a grill, that should do it. And that, again, very basic, but that does the trick. Meat turner. There you go.
Well done.
So there you have it.
I think you've made your point.
Aha!
At the end of the curve. That's all, folks.
All right, so we talked about hammers. We talked about telling people to shut the heck up, mind their own business. We talked about hammer techniques. We talked about hot rests. We talked about all kinds of different stuff. We had a good evening. Left-handed model, yes.
Yes, sir.
You're going to hook from there. Or hook from there, flip it over. You can still do it right-handed, but that is technically a left-handed one. So there you go. Again, tons more you can do with those. The main thing is I try to want to make these transitions clean,
smooth,
and as smooth as possible without having to do a bunch of extra work. So the taper is the key. Again, this one's not perfect, but we got it pretty close. But very usable. Talked about how terrible Bill is. We did do that.
That's true.
So, that's a good evening. It really is.
Most evenings around here, actually.
Yeah. So if you're going to come to the gathering, we would also encourage you, if you are musically inclined, to bring your instrument with you. And with the intent to maybe play some music, sing some music. We're going to try to have some music around campfires and other kinds of, there's plenty of fires going to be going on that weekend. So,
yep.
Again, get yourself signed up for the gathering pack. Gathering bundle. And get your tickets in for the sweepstakes for the waffle to get the chair.
Yes, sir.
Again, you got to be here to get it.
Yes, sir.
I'm not shipping it. When it's all said and done, it's going to be a nice piece, I think, personally. Going to have a nice carved cherry seat in it. Even though it's from wood from up north. And other than that, it's all hand forged. Ready to go. I think it'll sit quite nicely. Anyway.
There you go.
Make sure if you, if you haven't already, go to our, PayPal, Streamlabs, tips,
Super chat right now.
Super chats. Donate to the New Life Clinic for the baby bottles so we can help that program out and get your RSVP in for the Corey's got a question for the gathering, and keep in touch. We've got a lot we're going to try to do this year, and hopefully all the things that we're attempting to do are going to get done in time.
Yep.
So there you go. We got a technical question, and thank you, Darren. I appreciate that, and everybody else who had comments. If I want to upset a section of 1 1/4 inch hex bar to 1 3/4 to about 1 3/4 to 2 inches across flat, I start upsetting at the end and work my way back up the bar, right?
I would think more along the lines of just controlled heat.
That to me is the key.
Yeah.
Is if you got it in the middle of a bar, or in another section of the bar, control the heat, which means you may have to get a can out and quench in a couple different spots. Torch, heat, induction forge. Things like that.
Man. Upsetting on an induction forge, that is
wow.
Nice.
Wow. So yeah, I think the key there is the control of the heat, because if you don't have that heat control, it's going to bend in places you don't want it to bend. It's going to upset in places you don't want it to upset. Again, depends on how big a section you want. You can do that. I mean, a 3/4 of an inch upset over it just may take some. Obviously, a somewhat shorter bar is going to be easier to do with than a longer bar, because longer bar will have a tendency to move. But yeah, let her rip. Let her rip. Good stuff. All right, Eli, it is 8:11, and we went a little past what we normally go, but that's okay. We're so excited. Hopefully, get the knee and the ticker taken care of here soon to make sure everything's all right there. We can get back to our normally scheduled programming. Bill Corey says, pretty sure if you're tapering, work on the far side, working to the point, just drawing down work at the near side, starting at the end. Okay. All good thoughts. Very good. All right. We're going to go and get some vittles. You guys, thank you so very much. Let me leave you with some encouragement. Be encouraging. That's my encouragement to you. Be encouraging.
Hey, you're very encouraging.
Well, that's encouraging.
Oh.
That's encouraging to hear you say that.
Nailed it.
The reason why I say that is that it is so easy to get yourself caught up and catching yourself focused on the wrong things, negativity, what everybody else is doing that you don't like, things like that. And I can promise you something. I can make you this promise. People will fail you. They will fail you. They won't do things the way you want them to do. You won't. That's how it's going to work. They're people. They're flawed, failing people in a flawed, failing world. Understand that from the beginning. But when you have an opportunity to encourage people, I will tell you right now, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in their life, and it makes a great positive difference when you can encourage as opposed to Eli, excourage.
Excourage.
Means the opposite. It means the opposite of encourage.
Look it up.
There you go. If anybody can tell us that movie and that line,
Tip my hat to you.
very much so. So anyway, and Jeff Woodring's got it completely right. God will never fail. God will never fail. So encourage people, encourage each other. Try to find the positive in things and be positive toward people. And because I'm a very positive, generally a positive person. But if I spend time around people who are constantly negative, I find myself being sucked into that. And then I don't like myself. So be encouraging. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. There you go. All right. God bless you guys. We will see you on the next one. Eli, what should they do? They should go check out all the stuff, sign up for all the stuff, buy all the stuff, do all the things. There you go. Any more?
Read your Bible.
Read your Bible. There you go. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Bye-bye.